think we're live. Yeah. Right? Check. 1, 3. Yeah, there it goes. Check. Yeah, I'm on the meter. What's up? How was your week? Tone clamp working good. All right, who do we have here? Frank C., Mark Miller, Matt, Trolls, Big D, Rick, Dennis, Retro Puffer, Stryan, and Scott, Rick, Nelson, Rock and Rob, Matt, and Melon Husk. William France, how am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. We got Zoot. Good to see you. Oh, that's hitting the spot, though, let me tell you. What else we got? Shane, Strat CPO, Speaker, what's up, dude? Our friend, Mighty Armory. Hold on a sec. Just got audio back after a couple of days. What is it? Broken on your system for a little bit there? Yeah, the tone clamp is. What's up, Paul? What's up, Carrie? Okay, live. Yeah, oh, Charvel. Yeah, there's a certain, a certain tone the single coils really get, Any new AI music creations? Not really. I've been sort of, I've been so busy doing work on my father-in-law's place because they're prepping it. They're going to have to sell it. Can't keep, no one has the expenses to cover the cost of the house. So, that just takes time, and there's just a lot of little things that have to get done. So it's been, but we're getting there. We're getting there. What's up, Dennis? Guess you're the only one on the side of Fender. No, they definitely have supporters out there, but I would say it's a much higher frequency of negative to positive, right? At least right now. So, It has been a bit of a disaster for them, though, huh? I mean, really. The Beato video got like 1 million views in a friggin' day. So, there was sort of like this, kind of a push for videos. It was kind of quieting down a little bit. And then I think Beato put his video out, and then, that gets a ton of views, uses all the power of his channel to get that message out there. And then, of course, YouTube being what it is, there's a lot of, like, reacting to Beato's video. And then I have some friends of mine were doing, I'm reacting to, Landon Bailey's reaction to Henning Pauly's reaction to the Rick Beato video. Right. Now you just start goofing on the whole thing at some point. But it does look like, it's got some legs, and and I would say the I am literally holding their biggest liability in this, and that is this guitar is 40 years old. Where were you when this guitar came out? Where were you when this was on the shelf? 3 knobs, blade switch, pick guard, 3 single coils. I mean, the bridge is practically identical. Where the hell were you then? And it dates even much before that. Hold on, I was actually just looking this up recently. Okay, here we go. Hello. Right here. I don't want 2026. I want 1976. Now, I think they were doing something in 75, but where? Yeah, 76. Is this it? It's coming out of Japan for Ibanez, so it's very slow. Hold on. We're getting there. It is very, very slowly pulling in a PDF. Very slowly. There we go. So, this is the 1976 Ibanez catalog. Some shapes may appear familiar. And what we got right here? That's 1976. Right, so I'm just saying this, the Strat, it's been copied for years. That's literally 50 years ago. 50. And, people lose their rights in a lot shorter period of time than that. But, another one I was thinking about that just sort of came to mind. Where would that be? That would be right here. And catalogs, 1981. Yeah. So that's the Kramer 1981 catalog. You might want to take a look at those headstocks. They were doing full-on Fender headstocks too. And Fender did come after them and go, yo, that's our headstock. And so they changed it. Let me see if I can find the... Did they have the very next year? Yeah, so here's a transition period. Because you can see, here's the new headstock, the Fender headstock. the new headstock. They literally just took the Fender headstock that they already had and took a bandsaw and cut it. Because they're like, we're not throwing those goddamn necks away. Right? So you can see that they have a bunch, right? Fender, the new style, the Fender, the Fender, the Fender. This is 1982. 1982. And then the next year, which I have one of these. I have one from 83. Mine is an 83. And, yeah, right there. And they've made the full transition out of a headstock. Not the body. Right? 3 knobs, blade switch. Right? 3 single coils. 3 knobs, blade switch. So, clearly Fender was protecting the headstock. Not so much on the body. And now here, all these years later, they're like, oh, by the way, we want the body too. And, you know, that's the 1983 catalog. 83. So we can go back to 76 with Ibanez. You can go back to 81 with Kramer. 82 into 83. They get rid of the headstock, but they still have the body. These come out in 86. This is in 87, though. There's a couple of things that make it in 87. I don't think they had the writing in the first year on the pickups. Then they said, well, marketing, we'll market it. So they had the Jackson logo put on it. And then on the headstock, it says, it has the R with the circle. The first year it said TM. So that's another indicator. This is at least an 87, maybe an 88. And this is what was called the Model 1A. Now, the 1 was just a single humbucker. Then they had, like, the 1A. That was 3 single coils. Could have sworn they had a 1B. Maybe that was a pickguard with 1 humbucker or 2 humbuckers. I forget now. But they had a few variations on the Model 1. Mainly, you were getting this bridge. And of course, what was all the rage at the time? The pointy headstock. You'll poke your eye out, kid. Oh, no, Fender's not going to back out. I don't think so. But I just don't think it's going to go well for them. I think that there's a whole body of law around sitting around and waiting too long. And if you knew or should have known about it, they punish people that even had no knowledge whatsoever in some of the land stuff. So, I just think that that's their biggest vulnerability, that they've just waited so long and so many copies, you know, literally going back 40 plus years, so many copies for so many years. Literally, up to 50 years ago. I'd have to look it up, but I don't know if there's a Tokai. A Tokai. Yeah, springy sound. Yeah. Yeah. So they, there was definitely, right, so Tokai, they made the T kind of look like, you know, like Fender, Tokai, what? Yeah, you know, have a nice tall, like Fender, right, the D, right? It's funny. And then, of course, instead of Stratocaster, it said springy sound. These are the late 70s, I think. certainly by 79 or 80. There's an 82. You know, that's a 78, 81. So, you know, they're out there. Plenty of evidence that, Fender sort of either knew or should have known that people were copying them. And if they had a beef, you had to raise it within a reasonable period. And I think almost by law, I don't even know that a judge would let this even go to court. A judge would rule that pretty much as a matter of law, something brought 50 years later is too late. It's just so ridiculous to even say that out loud. It's like, yeah, no shit. It's like, it's so ridiculous. It's like, who is advising them? Because it seems to me that, like, they have a latches/estoppel, right? You allowed this to go on for so long, you're stopped from preventing it now. So, again, we will see, but it seems a little goddamn ridiculous. Exactly, they even ripped the spaghetti logo. Is there a court date set for it? No, because they haven't sued anyone. All they've done is sent out a letter basically claiming that they have all these rights, and they're just assuming that no one will want to fight them on their claims because it's very expensive. But I think some people will, because they have no choice. It's either that or they fold, because they've built this whole companies like, LSL and even Donner. I don't know if they've received anything, but, they sell a lot of sort of Strat clones. There's a bunch of companies out there doing it. Firefly, they have a few, right? And then, Anderson and Tom Anderson and who else? Sir. They're out there. The one that they went after that we found out about last week, the Silver Sky, that's the one that to me sort of least looks like a Strat. Like, the upper bout is very different and a very different headstock. And like, even like the input jack is like inverted. Like, they went out of their way to make it look different. That was kind of the surprising one that they would go after. They would take this default judgment in a far away, jurisdiction that has no bearing on the United States and go after PRS. But I guess they're saying, don't sell anything to the EU in that jurisdiction now. Don't sell Silver Skies to Germany. Yeah, Harley Benton, that's a good one. Didn't even think of that. That's a great one. Harley Benton, yeah. Yeah, so, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, but just in the short term, just looking at it from just a sheer, just like public relations, Just a cursory look around, because I follow them on Instagram and on Facebook. And, they'll post something, check out our new custom shop strat or whatever. And the comments, there's a lot of comments in there that are like, harumph, harumph, you big corporate monolith, you're dead to me now. And there's a few that are very supportive, without a doubt. It's not 100% negative, but it's kind of overwhelmingly negative right now, without a doubt, on both Instagram and Facebook. A lot of, what happened to you, man? You used to be cool. Right? You used to be cool, man. Now you just became the man. What's up, Terry? Nice. Yeah, nothing like putting together a new system. It's always fun. Am I losing my... You working there, Clampy? What about pre-Fender Jacksons? Good question. Because I have a free Fender Jackson. Those are perfectly okay. Being an owner of one myself. Now, if you have a pre-Jackson, a pre-Fender Jackson, you're good to go. You have an 80s soloist? Yeah. I'm the last year before they're bought. Mine is like a 2001 and they're bought in 2002. So if I had to predict how this is going to turn out, I suspect that they're kind of a bit of a sunk cost now. They've taken such a PR hit. I don't know that they can backtrack out of it. I think what it would take would have to be a dramatic drop in sales. But who knows if that would happen. People talk, but then at the end of the day, they still like what they like and they still want the guitar they want. So, who knows? But if they were to experience a drop in sales, like a noticeable drop in sales, that'll straighten you out real quick. Because then you really do have a public relations crisis on your hands. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I would think that they would do maybe a little bit better job handling it, because it seemed like their first time out basically saying that they weren't going after, they wanted to transition away from sales, and they were able to get rid of stock, and companies that were violating what they felt was their copyright rights would have a chance to just move from their stock and not replenish it. But if you read the frickin' letter, the letter basically says, and you have to destroy all the stock and prove us proof of destruction. So, already that PR statement, did they not think anyone was going to know what was said in the cease and desist? The cease and desists leaked out. They were everywhere. So, Again, not a good look. You had a chance to, you went out and made a statement, and there seems to be an inaccuracy about what your position was for, things that are currently in stock. In the cease and desist, you say destroy it all and show us proof of destruction. But then in your PR statement, you're saying, well, we're going to let them transition and sell all that stock off. And, and then they can just transition away to a more acceptable body style. Again, a softening of their position, but seemingly at odds with their own words in the cease and desist. And that's not a way to build trust. 54 and raining there. We were cool to start the week, but we warmed up. We got hot a few days. I know, because I was out painting my friggin' father-in-law's back deck. He's got this great back deck on his property, and I said to my wife, I go, and can I just say, the greatest invention ever in the goddamn world is a pressure washer. So I tell my wife, I'm like, I should bring my pressure washer up there, and I'll just go over the deck, and I'll wash the deck. And she's like, oh yeah, whatever. And I went up and did it, and her brother was like, oh my God, the deck looks amazing. Because I got all the dirt off of it, and freshened it up. But you knock a lot of paint off too. But I let it dry a couple of days. It was warm, but it was dry. And I went up and painted it. In fact, we found the paint can. I was able to go and get the exact same paint. And there it is, all painted. Looking pretty good. Pretty good. I was quite happy with the way it turned out. So, I had to touch up like one or two little spots, but for the most part, it was looking real good. Oh, thanks, Cars Animation. You've seen Tom Morales and raging against this particular machine. Yeah. Well, a percentage is a percentage. He's working with partners. Yeah. Well, anyway. I have, yeah, there you go. A little bit right there. And a little bit right there. There's my paint tray. Something like that. Nice. Yeah, no, it matches the blue shed. In fact, if you look, though, this side of the shed, it actually matches the front better. This side faces the west, so the late day sun, you can see it's a little faded. So I have a little bit left. I might do this side of because the front, the hue is fine. Yeah, there you go. The front, the hue is fine, but the side, a little faded. I got to get that. Like I said, his yard actually goes angular, like way down behind this guy's yard. It's really weird. It's kind of a weird lot. He used to tell me that, oh, my yard goes behind my neighbor's house. I'm like, yeah, but I looked it up online. It really does go behind his neighbor's house. No, he was right. Really does. Yeah, so I'll get that. I'll get that up. I'll put a new coat of paint on it because I have the paint. It's like, what am I going to do with the paint? It's like I already painted the porch, and I probably have a third of a can left. So I might as well do. I'm just touching up everywhere. I did the same thing in the dining, the dining room / kitchen. He had some water stains, and had to cover those up. And he had the roof done, but the broker came and looked at it, and the broker's like, yeah, they won't believe you. They're like, you could say that those are old and that it was done, that you fixed the roof. They'll think that those are just happened. They're like, you just got to just clean it up and fix it. So I did. And that's actually a little bit of work, but I got it. I just had to use my friggin' ceiling sander, which I have to say is pretty awesome. Oh, we're getting there. So little by little. I see I'm spending a lot of time up there doing that kind of shit. In fact, I might have to take the trailer up there because there's a few things we have to get out of there. He's got a snowblower that is dead mint, brand new. And it's the same snowblower I have, except it's newer. But it's like literally like the identical model. Craftsman. And but it looks like literally like it just came out of the box. It is like brand friggin' new. So I got to throw that up on the back. There's no way to get it down here. Her brother was going to try to drive it down in his pickup truck, but he's too busy to go all the way down here and then all the way back up to there. So I said, I'll go up there. I'll take the trailer up. I think I can take the trailer on the highway empty and then load it up, when load it up when I get up there and then take the back roads home. It tacks on like a good 20, 30 minutes, but whatever. Better than trying to get back on the highway. What's up, Aljon? Good to see you. So we'll see. I actually used the trailer today. My wife couldn't believe it. I got up. I said, oh, yeah, you know what? I have the hot water heater in the back of the trailer, and I want to empty that out in case we have to go up and take stuff out of your dad. So let's just go to the dump. She's like, right now? I'm like, right now. Like, all right. So went up there and got rid of the hot water heater. And that was good. That was a major piece of equipment just hanging around I wanted to get rid of. Gone. Now, the trailer, I tell you, the trailer's been pretty friggin' awesome. I had a bulb out. My wife was like, I'm just, looking behind here. A couple times you stepped on the brake. She's like, the left light isn't going on. I said, all right. So I checked the electrical. It was all getting electricity just fine. So I popped the lens off the back and burnt out bulb. All right, it has 2 filaments in it. One of the filaments had popped. And it was an 1157. Had to grab another bulb, throw it in there. Boom. Perfect, all set. So I feel better about taking it on the highway, knowing that like everything's working on it. She was thinking we should just go up like super early tomorrow. She goes, we can go up like really early in the morning and go load it up and then like get breakfast. I'm like, okay, I'm with you. I like where you're going with this. And then she goes, and then we just, we take the back roads home. Take like all the small routes, so they're kind of semi-big. But right, so there's not like you're wending like crazy. So you take, this route to this, and then this little route to that, and this to that, and we can make our way down. It does tack on a good 20, 30 minutes, though. Yeah, no, the trailer's been freaking working out, man. It really has. Is that a clamp on your mixer? That's a tone clamp. This tone just doesn't happen naturally. You have to harness it. Dare I say, clamp it. The real issue is that Steve refuses to upgrade his gear. What? That's good. Yes. Now, they say the Yankee is frugal, especially in New England. Before I throw this old screen door out, let me pop this screen out in case I might need a screen later. Let me pull all these screws off it in case I need one of these screws later. Upgraded your trailer taillights to LED. Been happy with them? Yeah. I'm still on incandescent. I'm on the old tech. Exactly. It just adds a little compression. Thank you. Yeah, it's like the dominant 7. Nice. What's up, J Shaft? Exactly, tone clamp. Dude, it's all tone. I put my guitar in a tone case. Wearing got a tone strap. It's all tone. Right? It's like when you're in outer space and you're having space food. And you're... Right, and where's my space gun? Right, it's all kind of the same thing. Might as well keep the screen door wood too. I mean, just in case you might need it. I'm going through THU. In fact, if you want, we don't have to, but we could, if you want. They just had an update, and I have a little bit of the Kotzen. This is the Richie Kotzen collection. Now, I've been discovering they have sometimes different, like, what do they call those? Scenes, right? Up to 4 different scenes. So if I go here, that's one scene with a whole bunch of stuff turned on. Or here, it's the same effects board, but it's got some of the things turned off. And then a little brighter. Again, the correct name is Richie Kotzen. And then it goes, yeah, and then, oh yeah. So it's got the he uses the Cry Maybe, and I wired my pedal board for Cry Maybe, maybe. So it works. Anyway, that's one of the... Nice. Again, Richie. It's Richie Kotzen. Not bad, but where's that? I put a little... Not bad. All right. Definitely a little cleaner. Anyway. It's called Fooled Again, not Won't Get Fooled Again. But anyway, you kind of get the idea. This is, again, the Richie Kotzen. All right, not bad. This one says Poison, so did Richie Kotzen play in Poison for a while? It's not bad. I just yeah, throw a little stereo widening. So much better. Because the dry sound is still dead center. Yeah. And then we'll just do this as a Winery Dogs one. It's one of the definitely a lot more distortion. Again, not bad, but I would take that delay and I would add a tiny bit of spread. Oh my God, so much better. Kotzen was in Poison and Mr. Big? All right, anyway. What's this? To me, that sounds... It's like, who's setting these outputs? I mean, seriously, bro? That's much better. Yeah, whoever said that said it way, way better. I mean, that's A. I mean, come on. Bring those volumes up. Yeah, not bad. And this is called Fuzz Lead. Again, can we stereo? Thank you. The effect is too high. Much better. Not bad, but I think I need more fuzz. Yeah. That's called Fuzz Race, not Fuzz Face, which is a copyrighted trademark. Whatever it is, it's definitely not a Fuzz Face. It's a Fuzz Race. Hey, what's up, guitarologist? What's up, Brad? Good to see you, man. Yeah, we're getting inspired by Richie Kotzen. You know, you can't help. This one's called Funk Rock. All right. Not bad, a little thin though. And again, where the hell are the volumes? Okay, a little delay. Another. I wouldn't exactly call that funk. That first one is nice. You know. Yeah, they're gonna send a cease and desist on the Fuzz Race. As a matter of fact, that kind of came up. So, if you've been following Fender, they put out a new firmware update for their pedal there, the Tone Master. So they're pumping it on social media. And the people in the comments are like, oh yeah, we noticed all of the like other brands of amps that you're like, you know, making tributes to. So it's like, it's okay for you to like copy all these other brands and make clever names. Instead of orange, we'll call it citrus or some stupid shit like that, right? And, right? It kind of is kind of funny. And so I tell you, man, that story, it's got legs. It's got legs, at least for now. Like all things, it'll probably pass at some point, but not yet. It's still kind of out there. Again, I think the Beato, again, not bad, but it's infinitely better with a stereo. And can you turn the frickin' volume up? Again, this is the Richie Kotzen. Though I just made the delay stereo. It's like wicked inspirational. Can't help but feel the So did you see Ace Frehley's guitar sold? I think when we talked about it before, they were estimating it at $400,000, which I thought was a smidge low. It wound up selling for, I think, over 500,000. 512,000, I think. Hold on a second here. Anything? Nothing? I could have sworn I saw it on. Like, yeah, there it is. There she blows. Ace Frehley's main Kiss guitar, the 1975 Budokan Gibson Les Paul, sells for over $500,000 at auction. There it is. That was 77, 78, and 79, and then starting in 79, he started moving more towards his black one, and certainly by 80. But that was on the Love Gun album. Right, yeah. Used it to record the album Love Gun in 77. Continued to use it on tour through 79. It's sort of the guitar I associate him with, right? The triple humbucker Les Paul Custom. And yeah, 512. 512,000. Not too shabby. Oh, Christ. Enough. No, don't tell Gene. We'll say he owns part of that. So not bad, 512. They were, I think, estimating 400. I thought that sounded a little low. I guess it didn't go for much more. 25% more. You don't know where they got it from 75 out. I understood it was a 74. You know, that kind of rings a bell, too, that it was a 74, not a 75, right? I think you're onto something there. Yeah, 74. I mean, that does sound more right to me, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe he had a few. Knowing him, he probably did. We're expecting nothing yet. They say we're going to get thunderstorms, but it's been quiet. And you know, last week when the fireball hit and they had that big explosion from the meteor, I actually think I did hear it because someone said, well, I heard a crack of thunder, but they said there was no thunder and lightning. I said, oh my God, I thought I heard thunder too because we were supposed to get these storms coming through. It was like raining. And they said you might see it in. They like, no, there was no thunder and lightning. That was the friggin' fireball breaking up. It was doing 75,000 miles an hour, which by a lot of standards is pretty fast. They're calling it quite fast. Yeah. So, new guitar of the week on Monday. I shot the video today. It's already up on the server. I already transferred all the video files and the audio file. So I'll get cracking on that probably tomorrow night. Get that ready. That ready for Monday. The big return. The return. It's coming to you. You just had them through Philly, and they're moving towards us. That's what they're saying. But I don't think they're going to get here until about 10 o'clock, 10 or 11 o'clock. You heard some thunder in New York City. Yeah, no, they say they're on their way. But not yet. It's pretty quiet out there right now. Did I see the new Moore GE 100 Pro modeler? I haven't gone through all the videos. I did see that it came out. The other one that was sort of hot was, wasn't there like a, was it Positive Grid came out with the, it was just a matter of time before someone was like, you know, AI this and AI that, and, right, our new AI modeler. So they're coming out with something that they crammed the letters AI in there somewhere. It's supposed to be like a katana killer. I don't know, man. The katana gets a lot of love. It's going to take a lot to unseat, I think, the katana. But I haven't really heard a ton of demos. I don't know that I've heard anything that... I think I might have watched the one with Lee and Pete. That might have been it. So you got to check out a few videos, but there's already a harumph AI harumph. Sure. No, this is 3 single coils. What do you thoughts on the third power pickups that use different metals per string. Right, in other words, like Alnico 5 on the E and 4 on the D and ceramic on the G, etc., etc. I don't know. It sounds a little nutty, but you know, people they're always trying to come at it with some new angle. I don't know that. I'd have to see some charts and graphs. Lord knows my hearing isn't probably going to get it. Yeah, just chart and graph that all out. Show me how everything's like more even now, or more resonant now. I don't know. Again, it does feel a bit much. You kind of can't kill rock and roll, right? Gotta have to do it. You think they'll add a NAMM player to THU? I doubt it, because they make their money from selling their proprietary rig packs. And so by allowing people to load in NAMM, which are predominantly free, they're out there everywhere, would kind of undercut their rig business. So I doubt it. I doubt it. Yeah, so this Charvel, Tony, I had been looking for one of these for years, and one just showed up. When did I get this? 18 months ago? Something like that. I had been looking for one. One of these exact guitars, this color, the model, everything, came into the store. We didn't sell Charvel, but we took one in on trade. And I remember plugging one of these into like this little crate. It was a heavy amp. I think it was like a Tube 60. And cranking up they always had killer saturated distortion, and I just couldn't believe how nice it sounded with the biting pickups. I'm like, oh my god! I love the neck on it. I never really forgot it, and then I've always been looking for one. And then this showed up on what's a music go round out of, I want to say, Florida. And it was $4.99, and I had not seen one, and especially in this condition, for that kind of money. Usually like $5.99 and up, and even at $5.99, that tends to be a little bit more beat up. Tend to be more like $6.50, $6.99 if you want to get them. And there's always some dreamer looking for $8.99, but really you can get them out there. $6.50, $6.99 all day long, in pretty decent shape. So $4.99, I knew it was really good. Didn't come with a case or anything, but I ordered it up, and then I wound up getting just a cheap like $60 Charvel branded bag, an official Charvel bag, it says Charvel on the outside, and putting it in that, because the case was kind of pricey, and I was like, I don't want to drop. I think it was like over $150 for the case. I was like, nah. Haven't been able to go to Music Around in Natick since you dumped a lot of gear when you sold your house 8 years ago. Yeah, it's a lot of unpleasant memories. I hear you. I haven't been out there in forever. I used to go out there, maybe once a month. Go out and hit Guitar Center, hit, Music Around. But God, I just haven't. This is my busy time of year. Soon the heat and humidity will force me back inside. Speaking of that, those of you who have been following the channel know that last winter, at the start of the winter, when we had an unusual cold snap, way, way below normal for freezing, frigid temperatures in early December, my heat broke and I had to get a new furnace. Well, heating season is pretty much over at this point, and we've moved on to air conditioning. And I have to say, you got to remember that the fan for the system is in the furnace. So, I have a new fan blowing through the house, and my wife said, she goes, I think the air conditioning is working better with this new furnace. I said, I absolutely agree. I think that it's getting way more cubic feet per minute than under. I think the fan was probably a little dying on the old one, because I would get frustrated at how friggin' crazy it would be in here, and it would never cycle. But the other day it was like 87 degrees out, and I heard it cycle off, and I said, oh, we would never get that, where it would cycle off. Maybe it was 75 degrees out, but 85 degrees? Hell no. So it's definitely moving way, way more air than the old system, without a doubt. It's been good. It's been pretty damn good. Never been to a Music Around? It's over an hour from you, yeah. It's a good 35, 40 minutes from my house. We're due for a Natick trip. We are a speaker. We are. We definitely are. Yeah, just as soon as you get off that ladder. I got a top of a ladder waiting for you. And then we can go. Better mash save on that setting. Why, you like that one, huh? Yeah, I modified that a little bit, didn't I? I'm going to hit save. Hit save right now. I'm on it. Absolutely. Exactly. I didn't even think of that. William raises a great point. It's definitely a tone fan. See, I didn't even think of that. Here I am like a sucker with an old fan. Didn't even realize I could just put a tone fan in. That's from an episode of The Simpsons. Do I ever play my tube amps anymore? Once in a while. And the moon is just right. Stars are aligned. Sure. It does have a good sound, huh? What was the last chord? I don't know. It's a lot of ones. It was the Krusty episode. Hey, Mark, good to see you. No, you rock. Don't let anyone tell you differently. BC Rich Warlock, you know, I did not see one in stock, but let me just check again because the stock changes. You know, Warlock, right? Let me just take a look here. They probably have one. It's whether they have one. All right, so they have a few. Let's start with, just go one at a time. Yeah, nothing there. Got the Legacy. Oh, yeah. So I could get one like, like that. Not bad. Kind of a green, right? Green pearl. The Curtis of the green pearl. So I can get one like that. Let me just see if there's any others. No. 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 So, and these are all pre-orders anyway. That's a new one. It's all reserved now. So it looks to me... yeah. Is it, yeah. It looks to me like that one. But again, I wouldn't be able to put the order in for like, geez, it's going to be about 3 weeks. So you'd have to hope it was still there. But that is one possible future. The Green Monster, right? You like this tone? Yeah, it's a good one, right? Have a good one, Mark. Successful booted to Windows night. Just gotta set your your RAM timings, your XMP. Yeah, rest starts tomorrow night. You know who just came through town, and there were seats available too, and I should have just gone, was Triumph, with Phil X. They're playing tonight at the same place my daughter had her graduation, that what's that, like Bank North Pavilion. So, yeah, he's playing there. They played there. They're playing tonight, and they played 2 nights ago, the night before last. Would have been nice to go, but I can't do it. I've been driving all the way up to my father-in-law's and back like twice a day for like the last 5 days straight. Because first of all, when I go up early in the day, that friggin' midday sun, man, it is brutal this time of year. That is some serious freaking solar action. It is a little nutty. So, I can't stay out in it for too long, maybe an hour tops, and I can't take it. Is that what it is, Harbor Lights? I think they sold the naming rights, right? This guy, I gotta think some bank owns it, right? Yeah, Phil X is with them. So I probably could have texted him and said, hey, I'll be at the show. We could have just said hello real quick. But I couldn't go. I'm too friggin' busy. We're on deadlines. We're on giant-ass deadlines. So, this train is a-rolling. This train is a-rolling. I'm joking, to me, it's still Great Woods. Oh, I have no... Is it the Tweeter Center? They're like, well, Tweeter went bankrupt like 15 years ago, but sure. Like, where is it? Is it the Dave's Hot Chicken Center? Is it the Dave's Hot Chicken Pavilion? Oh, God. Sounds a little loud, doesn't it? Let's just check this real quick. I knew it. Here we go. 1 flat and 2 sharp. Tell me about the Charvel. Well, this is a 1987, I'm pretty sure. Could be an 88. 87 or 88. Charvel, this is called a Model 1. And, it may look familiar to some other brands of guitars. And this came out 40 years ago. The first ones were in 86, but I don't think they had the writing on the pickups in 86. I don't think that comes until 87 and 88. And also, there's it's got the registered trademark symbol. If it was an 86, it would say TM. Hey, speaking of TM, we'll see what happens, but I did notice that on Gibson's website, after the word humbucker, they put the little TM symbol. That's usually a little smoke signal that they're thinking about it. They're thinking about maybe registering the word humbucker instead of noise canceling would be the generic, I suppose. I don't know. Hum canceling would be but humbucker. They're trying to, I think, make their own. It would at least seem that way. Not to be outdone, Fender, if you notice on Fender's website, after the word noiseless, which again, it kind of is very, to me, that would be very descriptive. Why is it called noiseless? Well, because it doesn't make any noise. Okay, well, isn't that descriptive? Much like humbucker is descriptive. Humbucker even would be less descriptive, but not really. A reasonable mind can figure out what that means. They're putting a TM after noiseless. Fender, after every time they say the word noiseless, they're putting a little TM symbol. Again, that's friggin' smoke signals, I assure you. That's on advice of counsel telling them, just throw a TM after every time you use it. That way you could say, what? We told you we were going to use it. We put TM after the name for years. And you didn't say anything. Well, no one's saying shit until you file for your registration and you're trying to register it. And then people will start to complain. So we'll see if there's any opposition. But it seems to me that there's been a move to try and get humbucker and noiseless as it relates to pickups trademarked. Exactly, the Mansfield Rush Shipton Center. Oh, Russ. They're not noiseless, but they are less noisy, exactly. It's an 87. I did a video on it last year. Yeah, when I got it, right? I'm sure I did a video just on it, just on the guitar itself. I was just trying to think of what I had accessible, for old Strats. I had this. I had my 83 Kramer. Although this one looked way more like straight ahead Strat with the 3 single coils. I had the Kramer, that's also an 86. I have an 86 Deluxe. I have an 83 Kramer, an 86, an 83 Pacer Imperial, an 86 Pacer Deluxe, and a 2001 Jackson, DK1. But the Kramers and the Jackson were harder to get to because I had to move everything out of this freaking back room so I could do my hot water heater. And so it's it's just one thing after another. So I couldn't get to I could get to this though. This was easily accessible. So I said, "Oh, just play the Charvel. There you go. Just play the Charvel. You're good." Yeah, unfortunately, Charvel wasn't able to use a real sort of Floyd Rose until, I want to say, 1990, pretty much when Kramer went under. Before that, they primarily used Kahler. Now, when they used the regular Kahlers that we all know, the surface-mounted Kahler with the torsion bar or whatever the hell they had in there, those seemed to be okay. There was another Kahler, though, like an intermediary Kahler, or like a more budget one, kind of garbage. Even the Kahler people would tell you it's terrible. So it was real hit or miss. And then Jackson had their own sort of like a Floyd Rose copy, but those were kind of garbage too. Not very good copies. Ibanez did it best with the Edge. The Jackson one was kind of crappy. And then they finally got just straight up Floyd Rose when you get to, like, I want to say 1990. It takes pretty much Kramer going under for it to happen, because no one wanted, because pretty much Floyd Rose was an exclusive supplier for Kramer, and they couldn't go to anyone else. But that now Kramer was under. That was the end of that. Did it stay in tune since the last time I played it? Kind of close. Actually, a lot of times they're sharp. Yeah, the one, was it? The Wonder Bar? You were told Sean guitarists couldn't get Floyd's because of the Kramer arrangement. Yeah. Yeah, no one wanted to get involved with that, because that did seem like a lock, a watertight agreement between them, and no one wanted to get in any sort of court battle. So yeah, Kramer had it locked up, and then I would say the first way that they got around it, and it was kind of the mid 80s. I want to say it would have been right around 86, right before they went to the RG series and Steve Vai got on board. That would have been 87. But in 86, the Proline series, you started to see the licensed by Floyd Rose. I think they were made by Godo, and it was the new Edge tremolo. And a lot of people really thought that the Edge was a step above what Floyd Rose was putting out at the time. And they, I want to say, became the standard, probably because they couldn't get the Floyd Rose stuff, but they became sort of standard on, like, the early version of Pensa Sur, which I think was Sun Valley, right? Was that Sun Valley Strats? Sun Valley guitars, something like that. And I think they eventually become Pensa Sur, and then they split up. Pensa starts his company, and Sur starts his, and Sur is still going. Have a good one, Mark. Yeah, we were talking about that Positive Grid revolver amp that, there's everybody so wants to jump on the AI bandwagon, but a little bit of backlash going on right now, and you better frickin' wow me if you're going to use AI, because if you're using AI, which is something that everyone has sort of like a negative feeling about, and it doesn't sound any better than anything that, like, modeling or whatever anyone else is doing, kind of a bad look, right? You already have a group that's a bit of a naysayer, and you can't win them over because the product just doesn't, like, stand out. So, everybody is so desperate to stick the letters AI on frickin' everything. My new AI pick everywhere, but it better do something, because it's got a negative sort of marketing connotation right now. Well, thank you, James. Yeah, I shot the guitar of the week for Monday. God, I was shaking the rust off. You know, I was like, well, it must be Tuesday. Ah, geez, hold on. Let's do that again. Yeah, you look at it. Well, that's the one it seems to be going directly against is the Boss Katana, right? So is it? I think it's competitive. In other words, if you looked at is the 100 watt, are they both the same amount of money? Like the 100 watt positive grid and the 100 watt katana. I don't know. If they, it does feel like they're directly going for katana because katana seems to be in that space, right? And that sort of like what a practice amp with a whole bunch of bells and whistles, right? Because the katana has effects and all kinds of things, right? Nice at 5, 6 different models. That's the market leader you're trying to go for, right? You're trying to go for Boss Katana. The thing is that if you're going to use the letters AI, it better damn well be noticeable. Are people going to be like, well, are you like stealing my riffs, bro? Right? People, there is a general distrust for the product. Is that the promise, Tony? That the AI could try to analyze what it hears and try to make up a patch? In theory, that is possible. But, you need some serious AI processing power, and you need to pull off of a database, that has a shit ton of tokens, right? To be able to closely match it. So, I don't know. I think you're better off just to try to make it sound, rather than like something famous, which already goes through a whole bunch of processing before it's finally mastered, right? Maybe something more like, it just sounds more accurate, right? Especially, that's what people like about THU. It's like when I roll off on the volume knob, it does sound like that big, heavy amp is sort of backing off a little bit, and you lose a lot of you still keep the compression, but you lose a lot of the distortion, just like a tube amp would work. So if they can get that more accurate, that's a winner. Why not? Sure. Okay, so the 50-watt reactor is $350 US, okay, $469 Canadian, yeah. And the 100 watt is $450. That seems almost identical to what. Is the Katana less money? I feel like the Katana's the same money. Yeah, the prices, US, Canada, kind of close between Katana and Revolver, yeah. Melon Husk says he just got the EVH Modern High Gain pedal. It's awesome. Nice. Have a good one, Gary. I haven't heard anything about them going after Kramer, but, I wonder if it's just different enough, maybe? I don't know. Because it uses humbuckers, and I guess they have some with pickguards on them. I don't know. I haven't heard about it, though. There hasn't been a peep. But, a lot of companies don't talk about anything related to litigation. They don't get into it as a matter of policy. Yeah, I love that about THU. The dynamics you can use with the guitar knob is awesome. Yeah, it's kind of what sold me on it versus other packages. James says he's used the Katana for 3 years, 0 complaints. Yeah, I have 2 Katana 100s, a Gen 1 and a Gen 2. And I have a little Katana Mini, the little desktop one with the twin speakers. And that little thing is kind of awesome. I kind of use it to check pickups, right? It's kind of like a bench unit to make sure pickups are, working, and it's just a little way. But sometimes I'll just plug into it if I, feel like checking out something at my desk, or if I'm learning a song, I just want to sit at my desk and not sit over here. I'll plug into it there. Oh, before I forget, they're still doing that deal on the. I just happen to see it here on the camera on the the Oz ROA. They're doing the free case upgrade. I think that's through the end of June. So if you're interested in getting one, there's a link in the description. You got until, I think, the end of the month for the free case upgrade. Twin speakers. Yep, exactly. Twin speaker. Is that from my speaker? Both of them. THU introduced you to your Kemper. Yeah, nice. Yeah, when I first got on YouTube, people were like, it sounds all right, but you should just get an Axe-Fx. I'm like, I paid $149 for the software on sale. That Axe-Fx is like $24.99. You cannot even be serious. We are in very different ballparks. And that was like a long. They weren't even up to the Axe-Fx 2 yet. They're like the original Axe-Fx. I'm like, that's got to get updated soon enough, right? How long has the Axe-Fx 3 been out? Feels like it's been out for a number of years now. I feel like the Axe-Fx 4 is right around the corner. Yeah, Tony, you bought a couple of Kramers recently, right? Says he loves his. Wadey says he loves his 2018 Ivory EVH Wolfgang Special. Never had to adjust the neck on either all these years. Yeah, I've been kind of looking at that too. I kind of like the Ivory. I don't know, it just has a certain look to it. The one I've been drooling over is the MIJ EVH one, because it seems to be like literally spec for spec the identical one to the USA made one, except it's made in Japan, and it's like literally thousands of dollars less. And I have no problem with Japan quality. Some might even say I prefer it. Like what I'm playing, this is Japanese, and it's Japanese, and you can't see it, but if you could, that's Japanese too. Um, and I really like the ivory. I just think it looks freaking killer. And it's got the same block inlays and, the ring attachment for the straps and the kill switch and all that. That's a good one. The ivory looks good, man. That's a good color. You think it actually has stainless steel frets too? I don't know, but you might be right on that. Yeah. Tony says, yeah, I got the Japan EVH for half the price of the USA, and it's a killer guitar. It seems to be like if you brought up the two listings on the EVH site, and you brought up like the Wolfgang USA, Eddie Van Halen signature model, and you brought up the Made in Japan Eddie Van Halen signature model, and you literally went, like literally point by point, they are identical. Identical. So, if it's less money, the CNC machine doesn't care where it is. And, neither do I. So, I would absolutely rather save the money and get the MIJ. The problem is that the MIJ ones, you don't see them out there as often, and sometimes the discount's very slight compared to where it could be. The one that was the good one was that one for $18.99. It was loaded. It was brand new. Had all the case candy, everything, and I should have jumped on it when I had the chance. But I can't buy guitars right now. I keep telling myself that. No guitars. No. At least not right now. Yeah, wait for retirement, exactly. And then we can play. And then he died. It's not like it's going to happen to me. I'm going to die like the day before my first Social Security check. What do you think about the Epiphone Futura guitars like the Explorer? I think they're really nice. I think they look freaking fantastic. I like the V. I think of the Futura series, I think I like the V and the Explorer the best. They have the Les Pauls and the SGs, whatever, and they're not bad. But man, because the V and the Explorer were like futuristic, right? When they were designed, the Futura series really works. I just think it looks amazing. There's like a silver, right? Or it's like a champagne. Freaking gorgeous. Real nice. Tony says he has an Indonesian EVH Wolfgang Standard too. That's what I have. I have a Wolfgang Standard. Wiring is different, but it holds its own against the Japanese EVH. I tell you, I thought the pickups in my Standard were good. The saddles weren't that great. I had a couple of them strip out. I had to buy replacement saddles, and the replacements have been fine. But I had two saddles strip out, And I was like, not good, bro. Hello, Merrimack Valley. Yeah, one's minor, one's major. This has been we've been checking. That's the Richie Kotzen sound. I feel like, oh, that's pretty good. I feel like it's a tiny bit low, but it's not actually. The meter tells me it's perfect actually. Listen to the new Social Distortion album, Born to Kill. I have not. I haven't had time to really do much other than work on my father-in-law's house to prep it. It's been pretty busy these last couple of weeks. I'm so glad. Even my wife said, she's like, thank God you don't have to do the friggin' videos, because we've been so busy. She's like, you'd be losing your mind if you had to do that, Joyce. And I know. So today was the first day back doing that, getting that going. It was good. Had a lot of fun getting that going. Nice guitar too. And this next round is like some of the more expensive guitars I've had in here. I think they're all right around 2,000 plus. So, you know, I try to cover all price points, but this latest round is definitely on the more expensive side. And as you would expect, I believe it comes with a hard shell case. Look at you, hard shell case. You might have to buy more THU stuff. Yeah, this Richie Kotzen one sounds pretty good. I gotta say, I've been digging it. You like the Squawk Sniffer guitars? Yeah. No, this is one of the, like, I think all of the guitars are kind of up there. Unfortunately, one of the guitars is a Fender, and then of course I get these like weeks ago, and then the whole Fender thing blows up. And the other one is a Jackson. And you know, they don't send me the guitars not to make the videos. It's like, it's kind of on me to do the videos. So if I was gonna do the Fender one, I'll do it last, or I'll skip the Fender one. I'm not really sure. I'll call an audible when I'm finally through with all the others. But I am going to make the Jackson one, just because, you know, again, they don't ship me they spent the money to ship me the freaking guitar. It feels kind of lame to say, oh, I'm holding a stance against Fender right now. I'm not doing any FMIC products. That's kind of lame, you know. When I'm the one who requested the guitars. Like, what do you want for guitars? I send them a list and go, oh, actually, 2 of the guitars on the list now, not too cool. That's lame. So if I skipped any, it would be the Fender one. Well, we'll see what happens. It's just, all it's going to do is invite friggin' flame comments. If social media is any indicator, you know, they're dead to me. Dead, I tell you. Everybody going on there giving their thoughts about Fender. So, I mean, it might pull in just views, but for all the wrong reasons. Right? No, $12.99 is the new 300. That's exactly. That's definitely. You're onto something there. I tell you, the other day, I had to go. I was pretty low on gas, and I said, you know what? I just got to get some gas. And there was really no gas stations near me except for this one. And of course, it's a mobile station, and anyone in the U.S. will tell you that the branded stations like Mobil and Shell, they tend to be Sunoco. They tend to be higher, right? Gulf, they tend to be way more expensive. And Mobil is definitely one of the more expensive ones. And of course, it's in the middle of friggin' nowhere, and they know they got you. So I went to go, and of course, my car only takes frickin' premium. I can't put regular gas in it. I got to put premium gas in it. And I pull up, and it's $5.89 a gallon. I'm like, yikes. So I wound up just putting in $20 because it was enough to get me where I needed to go. And then when I went to Costco, I think it was like a day later or 2 days later, I want to say it was $4.69 a gallon. Like literally $1.20 less per gallon to go to Costco than to go to this friggin' Mobil station in the middle of friggin' nowhere. It's crazy. I was like, $5.89? This better be the best fucking gas I ever got in my life. This gas better be amazing. Yeah, not cheap up here. Makes me glad I don't have a car. Yeah. Well, it's even worse in Canada, right? You pay by the liter. So it might look cheap until you realize it's just about 1/4 of the gallon price. Then you times that by 4 to get to a gallon or right around a gallon, and you're like, yikes, that's actually pretty... It's pretty expensive, you know? Cape Cod stations charge a ton because there's so few on the outer arm, yeah. They know they got you. $4.49 in Aurora. That's not too bad. $3.59, that's really good. Now, is it for... because that's about where we are for regular, but not for the premium, which I frickin' hate. We have 4 cars in this household, and 3 of the 4 cars require friggin' premium gas. It is annoying. The only one, the Ford, we have 1 Ford, and the Ford takes regular gas. $3.65 in Maine, that's pretty good. Yeah, we're like $4.69, I think, at Costco. It was $5.89 though. I'm like, $5.89? What? And you can't even put in like $10. It's like you got to put in 20, or else why are you even pulling up? I'll be out of gas before I get out of the freaking lot. Insane. Yeah, $200 to fill a pickup truck, I'm sure, because you have the big giant freaking tank. Yeah, 1 liter is about a quarter of a gallon. Yeah, about a quart, roughly. Pay by the liter, $3.20 a liter. Yeah, so you're looking at like $13 a gallon there. Yikes. $4.40 a gallon. Is that for premium or for regular though? $4.40 a gallon for premium is actually not bad right now. Prices are so freaking high. Yeah, it's about a dollar more per premium. I agree, Peter. Yeah, that sounds about right. About a buck more if you want to go premium. Still a gank. Just throw my wallet at it. Soldier Raptor got a Maverick hybrid. Yeah, try to cut down the expense. So my wife wants to get rid of my son's car because he's got that Audi and that's ripping through gas. $100 to fill that tank, and it barely lasts. He's driving friggin' everywhere. But I was like, I don't know. Doesn't have a lot of trade-in value, and it's all paid off. So I don't know what you think you're getting into. Right now, used cars are way, way up from where they were. $5.35 for a gallon of regular in Western Washington. Yeah, I bet it gets up there, man. $4.19 for 87. Yeah, I need at least, what is it, 92, 93. Have a good one, speaker. Yeah, let's definitely get together in the near future, without a doubt. Absolutely. Oh yeah, geez, we're 8.58. What's happening? 4.17 for regular. That's up there. I know it's EV time, and I have a hybrid too. That's the joke. But it doesn't. I still get like 22, 23 miles a gallon. That's what they're telling me on my friggin' built-in MPG, but who knows? But it's like an SUV, so that's supposed to be like really good. I'm getting like 21, 22, I think. Just buy a Corolla, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, thanks, Assad. Yeah, we're going to wrap it up here. It's 8:59. I can't believe it. The night flew by. All right, you guys have a wonderful week. Check out Monday's Guitar of the Week. We're back, baby. Big return on Monday. Guitar of the Week will reboot for the rest of the 2026 season. And check that out. I had a lot of fun making that video today. And I think that's it. I think I don't have any other videos coming out this week because busy. Very busy. There you have it. But you guys have a wonderful week. We'll do it all again in a week. And until then, have a great week. Check out Monday's video, and there you go. No. You rock. All right, I'm out of here. I'm officially hitting the end stream button. All right. Later.